Titans, go! Go Teen Titans. I couldn't help myself. Hello, everyone, and welcome back.
Well, they do have a Beast Boy.
They do. They actually, I don't know if he's a boy, though.
He's a Beast Man now, but...
Welcome back, guys. Storm here.
Tom here.
Kimmy here.
Yeah, so, they have a Beast Titan. We don't know what side he's on. Is he on his own side, and he's making his own little army? Maybe...
He's the ringleader, I think.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Reiner's going to have to team up with Aaron. They're going to have different views.
Maybe that's why they wanted him so badly.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe.
I don't know.
Because, the Beast Titan hasn't... The Beast Titan really hasn't made any effort to go after Aaron yet.
Mm-hmm. I feel like he's playing with them because he's so powerful and he can control so many of them that he's just... who said that now? Reiner or Berthold, or someone said maybe he's just testing the field or just seeing how strong they are when he went into
Ymir was saying it, didn't she?
Ymir, okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. I wanted to say last time that Ymir is amazing because she super analyzes things, and I think she's right. And she's kind of like Armin in that way, where he's very smart and he just says it as it is. Like they just know what's going on around them.
That's why I kind of think that she learned her transformation all on her own, and I think that's why she's so attentive to her surroundings and she analyzes everything. Because of this, she had to keep her secret, but she also had to learn how to use it. So I'm thinking that she's like a self-contained, Titan.
Yeah. She's on her own. She's learned on her own, and she's very observant because of it.
What an interesting conversation, too. Here you have, all these people get turned into Titans on different sides now, yelling at each other, and you have one that's conflicted. And, knowledge is power.
So I'm wondering if they're all thinking... humans are enemies, but they're enemies because they sided with the Beast Titan, who is the ultimate enemy. This is just my theory here. And, him being the ultimate enemy because he has this odd power over other Titans, that he made a pact with them in the past, and they encased all the Beast Titans' enemies in a wall, so they can't move, they can't function, they can't fight against them. And they kept it secret so that nobody would try to destroy them or release them or what have you.
Yeah,
that's a very good theory. I mean, really, because not only is he physically different, he's very intellectual, and he makes those Titans do whatever he wants. Really, I mean, they're just waiting. They're just being summoned, and they're just it's automatically. It's instinctual. They just have to do it. Yeah. They stop everything to do whatever.
When he picked up the maneuvering gear, he was like, "Oh, this is interesting," but that makes me think that Rainer, Anna, Bernhold, they're all not with him because otherwise they would have relayed that information back to him. I would think, or them wearing it all the time, they would have just worn it back there and shown, "Hey, this is what they use. This is what they do." But he doesn't seem like that.
Yeah, maybe the Beast is fully in control of everything, and maybe Berthold and Reiner tried to go up against him at one point and couldn't even do it at all. And maybe he is good at persuading them or convincing them that, we are different from the humans. Don't lower yourself to them. They're just ants that we can step on or whatever. So he convinced them to follow his lead more. And maybe they do their own thing, but, they kind of touch base with him now and again or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I really feel like the Beast guy is in charge. And, that's going to be really, I don't even know how you can defeat that one. I mean, look at the Colossal and...
Oh, I know it.
It's just, they're pretty incredible. And then maybe I think Aaron will totally be against them, and I'm hoping that Reiner at least will side with Aaron eventually, and maybe they can work out something with Annie too. I mean, let's bring them all together and fight this big Beast Titan. Maybe it'll come to that.
And I to add to that, I think Reiner has to be more open with Aaron if he wants that to be accomplished. He's got to be more open on what he really wants, and
he has to know that in himself too, what he wants, because I think.
But I think Reiner's also struggling with who he is.
Yeah.
Because he has two lives he's living.
So he has to know what he wants first, and then hopefully he can side with Aaron and help humanity instead of.
But I bet you his new feelings are going to coerce him.
I don't know. Yeah. I really like his character. I'm really sad that he is a huge Titan that caused a lot of this, the beginning, the start of this.
But I
This
mean,
series.
if you see from his perspective, it might not be so gruesome, I want to say. Because we don't know his story as to why they're doing this for. We don't know what
Yeah.
the reasoning is. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm thinking that maybe it dates back so far that maybe Rayner and Bernhold are a lot older than we think.
Maybe.
But when they took their forms, they took the human forms as younger to get into this core so they can learn and immerse themselves.
And how insane is it seeing their limbs grow back slowly? Like, does that even hurt? I mean, I know adrenaline's high, and they've already survived so many close calls, and here Aaron's arms are growing back, and they're just steaming away. Like, it doesn't really hurt. Maybe it does, and they're just really.
But see, I'm wondering if because Ymir mentioned that she was dehydrated and she was thirsty, she wanted some water. I'm wondering if her not having water is actually making their limbs grow back slower.
Could be because they're just and they're so fatigued.
You see all that steam coming off of there, so steam's water.
Yeah, so, that and just energy in general. Like you need water to keep your body going, and your body's using up so many more resources just to heal and regenerate. Like yes, no, I'm thirsty too. I have my Alphonse mug today with some water. So anywho, shall we get into this episode?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Yeah, and the big thing is, what's Krista's purpose still? She has that name, but what is that?
She sounds important, but yeah.
Yeah.
She's royalty, right?
Yeah, she sounds like a royal line or something.
Maybe she's the Beastette.
The Beastette? Oh God, you didn't know it was at this point.
Krista Colossal.
So
she's
we're
Queen
on
Bigfoot.
So we're on 35. So we're on season 2, episode 35. Also, episode 10, season 2. So 210, 235 on Crunchyroll. You're right, Tom. He might. Oh man, how exciting! That was.
They go by so quick
episode.
with the more intense the episode is.
Don't they?
Yeah. And sometimes just the intense conversations too, like last episode.
Yeah, that was very fast, that one.
Wow. Well, I'm glad that Ymir didn't actually kill anyone. I was so afraid for Connie because I know she can control her form, but still, like, she's so obsessed with getting Krista that I was like, I thought she was going to just react and be like, stop talking, and accidentally smack him or kill him or something. I was like, oh God, but how creepy is that? I'm happy to see that they trust Aaron so much with his form, and Ymir helped them at one point, so they're just comfortable being right next to her.
That's what I was like astonished. Like they are,
hey,
they just come right up to them, come up to her.
But
and
see,
just have
now they saw her eat Krista. That now they think that she's hostile towards them, and she's really not.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't see her bite Krista. I mean, she just put her in her mouth. So, it's like a mother taking her cub and just taking her off,
or like a crocodile, right? I think they actually
just
put their babies in their mouth or something.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
just that's the way they can't carry like this. And
but see, Armin kind of figured something was going on there because he's like, why is she looking at each individual one of us?
Right, she's really studying who's who.
Yeah, she was immediately on that, so that was very smart to be like that.
And how cute is Krista? She's just like,
so innocent, like, oh, thank God I found you. Like, they really care for each other. So I don't know if that's like a sisterly thing or if there's more there, because she really seems to be obsessed with Krista. Like, she really cares about her.
Well, I think because when you see Ymir overhearing the conversation that the priest was having about sending Krista off to the guard, I think she kind of feels like Krista was in the same boat she was in when they made her the queen or whatever she was, and then she was just being kind of used as this queen to whatever their twisted thoughts were, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, how crazy is that? So she didn't have that royal line. They just brought her in to have someone that they could worship or look up to. And it was all a lie from the start. I mean,
it was all a lie. And was she like a double for Krista? Like, was Krista really supposed to be the lady, and she was just in case anyone did attack or anything? it would be Ymir that would be, the one that was expendable. Like, oh, we can do away with that girl because she's, really a homeless girl. She was, pretty
Yeah, and
much orphaned.
she took the fall for them when they were getting all arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that happened, I'm guessing, like 60 years or so many years in the past.
Because she mentioned
And
that
how
long
bizarre
ago.
is her story, right?
But if you think about the timeline as far as when the Titans first attacked, it was 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably falling in line right about when they started making this. I'm guessing making this pact to keep the Titans encased in the walls and stuff, and all the shadiness of the religion, the church going down.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then having these patsies to use, and then for whatever reason, and then when they get found out about something, they can pass it off on them, and then they get killed. And I wonder if Krista's in the same boat, and she feels sorry for it, trying to help her.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Krista probably helped her realize who she is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. And even with Ymir taking the fall with all those other people, and literally, I mean, I didn't mean it as a pun or anything because she literally fell, but like here they're tortured. She was all bloody and tied up, and they're just getting stuff thrown at them, like ridiculed on the streets, and then they're tied up on the wall. That person next to her screams, and you hear like the gory sound of a blade or something stabbing them. Right? Like it sounds like they're being sacrificed
and then they're pushed off.
So are they kind of testing, will you change, will you not? Because that first one we saw fall, we saw the glow, that same orangey kind of glow that came up. So did that person change too and then take off into the wilds? So did they know about this?
Do you think it's like their version of the witch trials? Only like Titan trials?
Maybe. I mean, it seems like they knew she would change. Like, maybe you'll change, maybe you won't. Because then she was released and she ran on all fours. I mean,
well, that's what they did with witches. If we go to kill you and you prevent it, then you're a witch. But if we kill you and nothing happens, then we're sorry. It was a mistake and you're not a witch. But you died for a good cause.
Messed up.
Yeah, and then she was just underground, for 60 years?
Or for a long time. I don't know.
For a long time.
She took a literal dirt nap.
I mean, look at all the land that covered her. It was like dirt, and then grass was growing on top of it. It hardened over time. So it was a very long time. So maybe when you're human, but when you turn into a Titan, you don't age. And that's the whole time. That's how you get so much time passes.
Right. And then you don't remember who you kill. You don't remember who you eat. What you
in the beginning until you learn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was saying because it seems like the more experienced ones know what's going on to an extent.
Right.
To an extent, because even Raynor is kind of getting kind of gray washed there with humanity versus Titanhood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, and like Annie, she chose certain soldiers that attacked her. Like she was very methodical in who she was going to get and who she wasn't.
But I think she knew in her human form. I think she knows who she killed as a Titan.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think she's a little more experienced where she can remember certain things. But like Ymir, where she's not as experienced or not as advanced. Mm-hmm. Well, even like look at Aaron too. When he first changed, she took a swipe at Mikasa, and he doesn't remember that.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, to actually eat someone. I was mumbling before watching that. I'm like, well, it's terrible either way, but I'm like, at least she's not ingesting the person herself, really. It's like an outer body that your own body is inside of, but
it's like a vehicle.
It's like
you still,
right.
You still take a life, and here, like, Burnhole was asking her, do you remember? And she's like, oh, is it someone you knew? I'm sorry about that. And she was very nonchalant about it because, I mean, she's been through so much too, but like you actually ate someone and you're kind of like, oh, did I eat someone you knew? Oh, it's not like, holy crap, I ate someone.
It's just weird that, Burnhole is asking this question, but then Ymir's like apologizing for it to him when it's like, how do you really feel about this? Because you're not really one of us. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a weird conflict.
It is.
Yeah. Another thing too is with that quick flashback when she was underground for so long as a Titan and then broke free. And it was so sad that it was connected. Makes sense. We recognized her before that, in his flashback, Reiner's flashback of his friend getting eaten. But at their camp, Bert Holt goes, "Oh my God, it's a Titan." Like, they freaked out. So to say it's a Titan, I mean, you would too, I guess, if you were an experienced Titan already. But I just took it as they were novice and had never transformed yet. For them to
and
be
they were
that
very
freaked out.
surprised, her emerging from the ground.
Yeah.
Now that's another thing we have to look out for.
Yeah, because it could be
Ground
many other
Titans.
dormant
Right.
ones too buried. Scary.
Yeesh.
So maybe they could transform before that, because I have a notion, or I have a feeling now, that they are a lot older than we think. But at the same time, with that flashback alone, maybe they just learned after and they just became more advanced a lot faster after Ymir,
That's a good point.
right?
Yeah, because
mean,
they were very
well,
surprised.
Yeah, I mean, Ymir was dormant for 60 years. The others might not have been, so they might have been more time to train and stuff and become more advanced.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense about the wall, dormant.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
why is the royal bloodline so important? Is that really tied to the
Yes.
Titans, or is that just their religion? But it seems like it's tied more to the Titans, because why would they stab or whatever, kill them and push them off the wall to transform? Right? Because that's what it seemed like they were doing.
I think it's directly connected. And Krista's...
I had a crazy thought.
You're
the
good with your
beast-
theories.
I know this is just a random thought that I was kind of thinking of. What if the Beast Titan was actually Aaron's father?
Can you imagine? Does he look like
look
him?
at how intellectual he is. But when you become a Titan, you have different memories than when you're a human. So maybe whatever his experimentation was, causes him to become this great and powerful Titan. But I don't know, just something is just so different about him than every other one that he
He's
brought
a
Aaron
leader.
into it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You have to look at the eyes more, because the eyes tell everything. Just how, that was probably a hint for us too, when this was so sad, but that had to be his mom now, Connie's mom, on the house, and
Yes.
they're comparing the photo upside down, the
Right.
exact same eyes. It's always the eyes,
yeah.
right, and the
Spin
color.
image, yes.
So I kind of wondered. I had a moment where I know it's not true, because we've seen Krista at the same time we've seen the Beast Titan, but I'm like, can you imagine this innocent, cute girl is like this Beast Titan, But again, we've seen him walking around in the distance, climbing the wall, when she was actively, trying to survive with the other members on the tower.
You don't think Krista is the Beast Titan, do you?
That's what I mean. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking that, but then I'm like, no, because they were both in the same
She needs to shave.
area. That would be quite a shock too. I mean, anything would be quite a shock, honestly, though, because that beast is such. They're all intimidating, but he's just so weird looking and so big.
Even if Aaron's father, was human and had a human wife and had Aaron, that would also explain why Aaron can transform. And who's to say how long he's been around for? He could have been around for a long time, took a human form, had this life to infiltrate them. Yeah, I'm just throwing things out there.
Isn't that
this
crazy?
is just all concept.
This goes so far beyond, where I'm like, if you can make yourself into a different species and be with that species and still think they're below you, I'm like, what makes you think that you're just that more superior? I don't know, to even think that way, that we're nothing compared to. That's how I'm seeing it.
Dawn, look at the show Invincible that we watched.
Yeah, well, Kim hasn't seen it, but I don't know if you're gonna ever see it. But yeah, that's true.
It's the
That's
same
a good
concept,
comparison.
though. He did the same thing.
Yeah, he did do the same thing there. It just, I don't know, because I just don't think that way, and I'm hoping I know a lot of people don't think that way. So it's just mind-boggling to me. Just, it's sad and scary.
But I like your theory about Aaron's dad. Could very well be.
And it's just a thought because of how intellectual he was.
Yeah.
And
that would be insane. Honestly, we haven't seen him since the way start and didn't even learn anything really about him then.
That would also make sense as to why they need Aaron so much.
The key.
Yeah, and the freaking key.
Maybe
Does he
the
still
key,
have
or
it?
maybe just the fact that they're related, some kind of bloodline.
Yeah, that could be a bigger thing too. Because
Exactly.
they want Annie too. They were saying we have to get Annie, but I don't know if that means just say, hey, come with us, or if they have to capture her like Aaron. But yeah, maybe
They probably
that's
have to
why
free
they're
her
more
because
focused.
is she still in her cocoon?
Yeah, I'm guessing. Because she's been
I'm
quiet.
assuming. So many questions.
So many questions. I mean, it was awful, but I got kind of excited to see the whole team up at the end where Titans are working together, and you have Reiner start, as the Armor Titan take off, and then Ymir jumps on top of him with
Yeah, but they're using Reiner as a go-kart now.
I know, he's like, I didn't sign up for this.
Oh,
you guys.
You're the runner of the family. Let's go.
I don't like being a warrior anymore. But how far can he go? Because he said he couldn't run that fast, and he's probably still tired.
But he could probably run enough to get away from them.
And go where? Hopefully he can find.
I don't know, because once nightfall hits, I don't know if they're one of the Titans that can't operate at night.
Yeah, they get too tired. I actually felt really sad too, seeing Ymir running around as a wild Titan and animal-like, running on all fours. But then she seems so lost and hurt, and even though she couldn't control it, I mean, it was terrible. It was eating things, but she had no idea. But like when she was laying there all sad, and then would get up, and it was just pitiful.
No, in that whole scene though, when she was running, did you notice that when it went to night, she
was sleeping or down?
Yeah, she was completely stopped.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she's definitely one of them. So soon she'll be like that. Maybe next episode.
But like the Beast Titan though, we saw him walking around at night. Mm-hmm. With the moon and everything. The moon played a big part of it.
Right, it did.
Which I still feel like Krista can control the moon.
I'm wondering if the Titans are like the sun and the moon kind of thing. Some are more powerful at night, some are more powerful during the day.
Mm-hmm. It'd be kind of funny and scary if we keep seeing that. That leisure Titan. It just doesn't do anything, and it just hangs out in every scene. He's like, "Hey, what's up?"
It'd be great if he just
started
yawning.
My mouth.
I'm watching you.
He just wants you to fall in his mouth, so he just opens his mouth.
Just waves to you as you pass by. Hi.
I don't really do anything. I hang. Watch him be super fast, like he's so lazy, and then he's like one of the fastest ones there. He's like a cheetah.
All he has to do is roar,
and
others come. Do what he says.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so guys, let us know. Well, don't let us know your theories, because no spoilers, but we love to know what you thought up to this point. I'm very curious. Love the show. I think you guys do, too.
I do. It's just amazing.
My brain hurts.
Thank
you so much.
It's great. It's so different from Lost, but we just talk so much about Lost, too, because there's just so many theories out there, and we constantly, get a little breadcrumb, and then we just get, several more, and it's like, oh, wait, what's going on?
What's the whole what if thing? Like, what if it's this? What if it's this,
Yeah, it is exciting for sure. And as you guys know, we do have full reactions. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can check our links below. You can see a ton of different videos, movies and shows. We have a huge library going, and any support you give us there helps us keep creating. Just giving the video a thumbs up really helps us out as well. Subscribing is amazing. Yes. We love you guys. I hope you're well. And we'll see you very soon. Come on over to
Patreon. We love you guys.
Yeah, you can say hi to Tom, because Tom is our main guy who talks to everyone on Patreon, and I try to when I have time. And we love you guys. So until next time, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Titans go.
Teen Titans.